all right. Andy Teo, episode 6 of Dang Good Advice.
Wow.
Dang good advice.
Dang good advice. By the way, our producers say that this is like very cliche and very old school. Should we drop this?
Should we drop it? I like that little segue. I like the little entrance kind of thing.
Because we're old farts, man.
That's
why.
right. Andy, the friend zone. We want to give some people some dang good advice about the mystical thing, the universal thing of the friend zone.
The unicorn.
The unicorn.
Does it exist, or is it just you giving yourself an excuse just because you can't get the girl or the boy?
The girl or the boy.
Well, they say friend zone always happens to boys.
It does. Like reading all these articles and stuff, it definitely comes from the perspective of
So
the
that
guy
got me
side.
thinking: is it really a issue with the guy? Like, does it like really count as a friend zone when like majority cases happen to a guy, whereas like girls hardly have it? Or I believe that there's girls that have
The
friend
girls
zone.
definitely do have it.
Well, the only ones that I see is like in rom-coms
Yeah.
from TV. So I
Yeah.
guess, I haven't encountered a friend that, I haven't. Like a female
girl?
friend that has friends
Yeah.
gotten into friend zone. Nah.
Yeah, I think it does happen, but we hear more about it from the guys.
So today we're gonna like debunk whether friend zone exists or not. Right? I
Let's-
guess it exists.
Does it exist? But what does it mean to be in the friend zone? I think that's a phrase that's commonly thrown out, but people can have their own definitions of it.
So is it really a friend zone, or you're just like making excuses because you're not trying hard enough, or you try too
Or
hard?
you don't have game, brother.
Yeah, you don't have game, man.
What do you think, Andy? So, have you come across any stories about the friend zone? Have you been in the friend zone before?
Well, if we look at like let's find definition of
All right,
friend
let's
zone
break down
first.
the friend zone.
So we are gonna use like Urban Dictionary.
The good old
because, like,
faithful.
yeah, the millennials love it because it's so urbanized, you know.
So credible, such a credible source.
Yeah, I don't think it's credible, but oh well. Look, there's a dog face over there.
Such a credible source.
The best way to stop a barking dog is genius. All right, I'm gonna
Wait.
screenshot this and then post it on show notes. Like,
Yeah, it's a great photo of a dog.
yeah,
Maybe the next one, maybe episode 7.
they have these like weird ads on it. So
So
yeah.
let's break down the friend zone, Andy. What does Urban Dictionary define the friend zone as?
Oh my goodness! Look at this, man. It says that when a girl,
When a
decide-
girl, specifically a girl.
yeah, dude, does it mean like it's like gender specific? Like friend zone only exists for
Come on,
guys?
equality. We want some
Oh
equality
my
around
goodness! I feel so attacked right now. So when a girl decides that you are her friend, you are no longer a dating option. You become this complete non-sexual entity in her eyes, like a brother or a lamp. Or do you that's savage, man? Or a lamp?
A lamp. That's actually hilarious.
Yeah.
Like a lamp. All right, I've got another one here. So we got was it Wikipedia? Wikipedia friend zone. Okay. In popular culture, friend zone or friend zone is a term used for the situation in which one person in a mutual friendship wishes to enter into a romantic or sexual relationship with the other person while the other does not. The person whose romantic advances were rejected is then said to have entered or to have been put in the friend zone with the sense that they are stuck there. The concept of the friend zone has been criticized as misogynistic. Well, that's a big word. Thank you for that. Because of a belief that the concept implies an expectation that women should have sex with men in whom they have no interest simply because the men were nice to them. This is closely associated with the so-called nice guy syndrome.
Oh wow!
Wow.
That escalated quite fast.
That escalated very fast.
So there's two definitions. No, basically, I think the Urban Dictionary put it in a more gentle way, like
Yes, they
no
did.
sexual attractiveness.
Yes.
So basically, like friendzone is all about not getting laid.
Not getting late. But it talks about the romantic advances. So it talks about how one person is interested in another party, but the other party's not.
Well, if that's the case, right, being someone that grew up in a very conserved Asian culture, I guess I got into friendzone
Oh.
quite a few.
So
amount
you
of
were
times.
interested in a girl, but she wasn't interested in you.
Yeah,
Okay. Tell me
Yeah.
more about it.
All
Who
right.
was she? What was her name?
I can't disclose the name.
Because is she
You
still
know who
there?
you are.
Yeah.
You know.
You know
who
exactly who you
you
are.
are. You know exactly who you are. I'm not gonna say anything further. Anyways, well, actually, I have like so many.
Oh, you
Like,
got so many. Okay, all right.
I'm just gonna highlight a specific one that kind of
Yes.
like pisses me
I
off like
would love
so
to hear
badly.
the situation.
So I have this friend, this high school crush
Yes.
that have like this massive crush on. I tried to go after her when like during high school, but apparently she has this long distance relationship with some guy from another state.
Oh.
I mean, like, how does it work? Like, it doesn't work, man. I mean, that's another topic that we're gonna do in a long distance relationship.
Do they work or don't? I think that's a great topic.
Yeah, that's a great topic. We're gonna put it down in the notes. But yeah, moving back. So what happened was I know that she was dating another guy. So I kind of like tell her that I'm interested. So like she said, I have a boyfriend.
Does she have a boyfriend or was she just seeing him?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
You know, in Asian context, it's just very weird.
Yeah.
Like here, I don't know, like in Western culture, I'm seeing someone, you can go out into bed with someone.
What?
Like what?
Yeah.
That's what it is, right? I'm seeing someone, but like, we can have like casual sex, and that's fine. I'm not in a relationship with a person. That's what I learned from my Westernized friends.
I feel like that's so wrong. That's so wrong for me.
That's so wrong, definitely, man.
That's another
can we give
topic.
them like the?
What's this one here?
I think it's this. Is it this one?
Yeah, let's press it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
That's the right one. Yeah. That's
I think that's
wrong,
the topic.
man.
If you're seeing someone, can you please be committed? Like, why do you need to play the game? Is what I'd feel like.
Yeah, at that point, I feel like you should be more Asian. Because we Asian is like we don't even hold hands if we are like just seeing one another. It's like
Yeah.
meeting up for coffee and all that.
Mhm.
It's very polite and gentle. If you
Mm.
don't understand how Asian culture dating works, may I suggest this Netflix show, Terrace House? Yeah, it's a Japanese like reality like dating show,
Wow.
kind of like thing and all that. Me
Wow.
and Eddie loves it. Like
Okay.
so, yeah. There's no like sex or whatsoever. Like really, everything is like so subtle and so
Okay. Yeah.
polite. So
Okay.
it's something for you guys to reference to if you want to know like how Asian actually convey their feelings for one another.
Wow.
Yep.
So you were interested in this girl
Yep.
who was seeing a guy.
Yeah.
And she wasn't interested in you.
Yep.
So then how did that work out for you?
So I kind of drop it, and after a few years, we met again.
Yes.
So we started getting in touch,
Yeah.
and she was like, "Oh, I'm still seeing this guy, same guy,
Yes.
but our relationship is not that good."
Oh, so now you want to talk to me now?
Yeah. Now you want to talk to
Oh,
me
so
now.
now you want to
Yeah.
talk?
Yeah, but you know, I think I was like 22 or 20.
Yes.
Yeah, I was like 21, 22. That was just a year before I met my wife. I met my wife when I was 24. No, 23. We got together when I was 24. So yeah, it was like around like 21. So talked to her, we went out a few times, and then at one point she said she broke up. So it's like, cool. I want to be the gentleman, so I don't do anything about it.
Mm.
And I let her go through the process and stuff. You know, just trying to be a good friend there at
Mm.
the right time.
You were counseling her, were you? As she was breaking up with the guy that she was seeing.
No, I wasn't. Like,
Yeah.
I was just like really trying to be that cool friend that doesn't care. And
Yeah.
we just went out for movies, one-on-one movies, one-on-one dinner, one-on-one
Yes.
like coffee sessions, lunch
Wow.
sessions.
That's a lot of one-on-ones.
Yeah. And when she needs me to fetch her from somewhere
Bro,
else,
I feel
would
like
go
you're
and-
walking straight into the friend
Yeah,
zone.
yeah.
right
I
there.
feel like that
Yeah,
as I'm
you're just
explaining.
a sheep into the slaughter, man. You just
Shame, Andy. Shame.
Oh.
Well, it's out. You guys know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you were stuck in the friend zone, right, with this girl. You're catching up with her one-on-one. You've been the nice guy, but then what happened? Did you say no? I've had enough. Did you find out you were in the friend zone, or were you just like, did she just leave you? How did you come to the conclusion? Like, wow, this is not ideal.
Okay, the fact is I was like living in denial. Like the term friend zone, I guess it was already there,
Yeah.
but I wouldn't want to accept it. Like maybe like she just need more time. So at some point when I confessed, it was when she said, "Oh, you're such a good friend," and all that. It's like, "Oh, I want to take it a step forward."
Wow.
And
Yeah,
she
yeah.
said like, "Oh, sorry, I only see you as a friend."
Oh,
And then
the most gutting words
and then the
a
next
male
minute,
can ever can
after
hear.
a month later, she started seeing someone else.
Oh, that's brutal.
Yeah, that's brutal, right?
That is brutal. Bro,
And then
sheep to the slaughter, man.
And what's worse is, okay, so fine, we're still friends. I don't want to be the douche that, you know what, it doesn't happen, and I'm gonna just cut off the friendship because I treasure every relationship that I've gone through. So that
Mm,
was fine. Like,
mm,
we believe it, we can still be friends.
yes.
So I think a few months down the road, there was one point like she called me suddenly, and then she was crying and sobbing. It's like, oh, this guy was like treating me so bad.
Wow.
And then
How did you act in that moment there?
I was like, all right, all right.
All right.
I'm like,
Cool.
okay, cool. It's like, of course, I try to console. It's like,
Yes.
it's fine, it's all right. You know what? Tell me what happened and all
Yep.
that. And then she blew out one thing. Why is there no good guys in this
Ah.
world? Oh my goodness.
Classic. This should be in a rom-com right now. This right now is
That was when, that was when I'm like, I had enough, man.
yeah. So that was the tipping point.
That was the tipping point. I kind of like just politely say it, like politely talk to her, like,
What did you
for a half.
say?
Say, oh, nah, don't worry, man. You'll find someone better or something like
Mm.
that. You know, just try to be there as a friend,
Yeah.
being supportive, like keeping low key.
Yeah.
Although I'm like so pissed off in my heart. It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
what do you mean that there's no good guys and all that? Like, I'm not calling myself a good guy, but in terms of like, I was like treating you in a way like very gentleman and very right way. I wasn't
Yeah.
like going towards you and like try to shove everything towards you and
Totally.
say like being pushy and say, hey, you know, be my girlfriend, you're attractive and all
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
I did not do anything of that.
Yeah.
I did not do any of that. So
Yes.
I'm like, all right, fine. It's one and done. After that, I never contacted her again.
Yep. Wow. That's it. Close the door.
Yeah.
Wait, so did you have the conversation with her? So after she called you, she's in tears and stuff, and he goes, "Why is there no good guys in the world?" Did you have the conversation and say, "Hey, look, we need to put some healthy boundaries in place right now," because, or did you just say, "Nah, just close that door and never open it," and she never got in contact with you again?
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
So you didn't have to address it.
You know that I have that 3 strike rules, right?
Yeah, the 3 strike rule. We talked about that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So that applies on that
But the
sense.
thing is,
Yeah.
you didn't make an effort to like have conversation with her afterwards, and she didn't have an effort to contact you afterwards. So because you closed that door, she never got in touch with you. Because it sounds like the only time that she reached out to you was when she broke up with this guy in tears.
I feel used, man.
Big time. That's how I'm reading it right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, get out there, get out there.
Yeah.
Abort.
So it was like an unspoken like thing that, you know what, I'm just gonna ignore it. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't want to be the guy that check next day like, hey, how you feeling? And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
like just be a fool again. That creates so much trust issues for me.
Big time.
Yeah. big
And you
time,
don't
man.
want to be a emotional punching bag.
Oh yeah.
Like where someone just goes to when they're emotionally down and just like, blah, 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 get my fix. All right, on to the next thing, on to the next. You don't want to be in that position.
And you know, like I say, and the worst thing is like it's an Asian culture, so I don't get any like benefit, like in a sense. If you get my riff right.
I get your riff, man.
I wasn't like the most decent guy when I was young, but in the sense that
Things
I
have
was thinking,
changed a lot now.
yeah, things have
haven't
changed a lot. Of course, like I'm a
such a
married
genuine guy.
man, you know. Yeah, I'm
they? With good ethics, good
Yeah.
beliefs,
Yeah, I'm one of the young adults leader in the church. So
how things have changed.
things have changed.
That's
but
right.
yeah, I mean, at that point, I have to be honest, right? I had that thought. It's like, nah, there's no benefit at all, like being there, just doing that.
Because
no benefit at all, like
oh,
legit.
totally.
So I'm like, I'm out of here, man.
I gotta say, man, you were deep in the friend zone there. That is like the definition that we read in Wikipedia and Urban Dictionary. That is deep in the friend zone right there. Jeepers. You know, for me, I don't think I've been in the friend zone. Not that deep. I think I have been friend zone, but I haven't been dragged along like that.
You sure?
I'm pretty sure.
Well, I don't know, man. You are like single for so many years. We are
Well-
of the same age,
Well, the
but
thing,
you can't seem to like get any girlfriend at this point. Okay,
I know, right?
I'm gonna say this: like Gillian,
Yes.
aside from being a bit short,
That's savage, man. Come on, man.
Hey, it's the podcast, man. We have to be real. Okay, aside from being like, you know, he has some height issues.
I'm cuddly, man. That's
Yeah.
what I am.
He actually looks quite good.
Oh, you're a
Yeah.
gentleman, mate.
Yeah,
Thank
he
you
looks
very
like the
much.
very decent, handsome fellow.
I'd say
and-
like,
And I would say this: like, he has washboard abs.
what?
Like for reals, man. Like girls out there, if you're listening to this, yeah, don't drool over, but yeah, he does have it.
Oh my goodness, I don't know what to say, man.
Yeah, he only shows it to the
I'm
boys,
scared
man.
you're
I've-
attracting the wrong kind of
I-
girls now.
Yeah, I have no ideas why like he only takes off his clothes in front of the guys, you know. Of course, like it's better for him to take clothes off in front of the guys than in front of the girls.
Can you give some context to that, please? I'm taking my shirt off while we're at the gym.
Yeah.
Maybe changing the top or
Like he wasn't changing the top. There was this like lights that is like in the gym for like people that does bodybuilding. So girls have
it's
this.
a posing light, Andy, right? I'm well into my fitness and I dabble in bodybuilding a little bit, right? And I practice my posing. You're attracting the wrong kind of girls now, man. So yes, I am still single, and recalling back on my life and seeing if I was in the friend zone, I'd say I was in the friend zone, but I was never put in that deep where the girl would go to me for an emotional fix.
So you say that I had it worse than you.
You had
right?
it worse than me, man. I'll
Okay,
say that.
fine.
That's straight up, man. I'd say that yeah. Hey, I'm giving you a big hug right now, man. I'd say that I've been in the friend zone because I've pursued and that girl hasn't found the same interest in me. So I've pursued again, but then I've called it and I've gone, nah, I'm not going any further. Like a 3-strike rule, like with you, right? 3 strikes you're out. Shoot your shot 3 times. If not, then that's it. But you know what? I've heard of people, right, getting out of the friend zone, Andy. I'd say our good friend James Harris was out of the friend zone.
Oh, yeah, I have that story before from you. Yeah.
Yeah. You know what?
Yeah.
Like we speak to James and Georgie, right? Every time I speak to Georgie would say, first time I met James, was not interested at all. But if you talk to James, James said he knew that Georgie wasn't interested at all, but he still pursued her. And he ended up, he's married with her right now.
Oh yeah.
But he came up with this thing called a black ops mission where he put himself in situations to be able to show who he was as a person so that she could like him as a person.
Man, we gotta get James on here to give some good
James
advice. Man.
is the guru. You know what? I reckon we got to do episode 2 of this, a second series of this one here about the friend zone. And we've got to talk about James getting out of the friend zone.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be helpful.
This is what I'd say that James was in the friend zone, but he didn't let himself get too deep in the friend zone so that he was still able to present himself and show himself to Georgie so that Georgie could essentially come to a point where she goes, wow, you know what? I actually like James.
So are you saying that if you go too deep, there's no turning back?
I think so.
Okay,
That's
so
what I'm
there's
saying.
a threshold that
I
you
think
can
there's
only
a
reach.
threshold.
All
I think there's a little safe zone. I'd say it's a safe zone to stay in where you can show who you are as a person. And I think this is for boy and girl. Boy and girl, right?
Yeah, although like the definition says girls, I think it's very biased.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think girls can be put in friend zone as well.
Yeah, true.
So
True.
it comes to my theory that you can get out of the friend zone. It comes to my theory, and people will say this as well. I wouldn't even say it's a theory, but the understanding that attraction can come later. That's a fine line. Because now we're giving a lot of guys and girls out there hope.
Yeah, I've heard of this like theory before as well. Like Eddie kind of put me, Eddie, the producer, my wife.
Yes.
She kind of put me in like a semi-friend zone as well.
That's right.
I wasn't like too deep in because I got to know her for a whole year and we live kind of far away.
Yeah.
Like we need to take a plane to fly to a place because it's parted by an ocean. So, you know, like there's East Malaysia and West Malaysia, just like from the Borneo Islands, East Malaysia, where I'm like from the more racist part of the country. You know, I just had to rub it into Malaysia. If you know it, you know it.
Yeah, listen to the last episode.
Yeah.
Any fool ranted.
Anyways, I'm from West Malaysia.
Yes.
So averagely, if you're in Kuala Lumpur and Penang, it takes like around like 2 hours to fly over to Eddie's hometown. And I got to know her from a seminar and we just got in touch for a whole year. And all we did was just message Skype. And it wasn't like an intentional thing. It's just like friends catching up and just talking to friends. Because during that point, I kind of vowed to myself that, you know what, I'm not gonna like go out and see any other girls just because I want the next relationship to be legit. And I just can't afford to go out about and just simply meet other girls. So like I thought like talking to Eddie was like pretty safe because she's far away. She's not like easily accessible to meet. So you don't get any funny ideas on anything at all. It's just like pure talking to someone across the screen. And yeah, they'll be fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
it started off like,
it started off
it wasn't you going, hey, I'm interested. Like,
Okay.
it wasn't you shooting your shot straight away.
Yeah, I would say this that might get me into trouble. But like
You're what?
she's definitely not the kind of girl
Yeah.
that I would go after.
Well,
During at
oh
that
my
point.
gosh, man,
Yeah.
that is. You know, I was watching maths the other day with my good friend Georgie, right? Watching maths, and they get them to ask that question. They go to him, am I the type of person that, or like they read a question, they say, is she or he the type of person, or they actually frame it to the guy, is she the person you would approach? Is she your type of person, basically, right? And most of the guys, they say no, right? And they get into so much trouble because the girl's like, why? What do you mean, right? So you saying that, I'm like, I feel like she's gonna throw something at you. You need to answer it. No, she's not normally the type of girl I'd go for. But this is what I found out. And say like you gotta structure your words right.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
I haven't finished my story and you
Yeah.
cut me
Sorry,
off.
sorry,
Yeah.
man. I just
Yeah.
had to add that.
Yeah. But yeah, she's definitely not the typical guy I go for. Just because
Yes.
I used to date those I guess it's like high maintenance girls.
Oh man.
Yeah, the ones that go out for posh
Oh
dinner.
my goodness.
The ones that, wants you to buy an iPhone for her for
Sounds
birthday.
very expensive,
Yeah.
bro.
Very expensive.
Sounds
But
like I can't afford that kind
yeah.
of thing. So you were seen like you went for Addy and you went essentially deep in the friend zone, right? So it's not like you went to Addy, hey, I'm interested. What's up? Like, and you
Well,
got thrown in the friend
I
zone. You
wasn't
were
really
like,
interested. So later on, I found out more qualities like what you say, like
yeah.
there's
Yeah.
more qualities like she cares for family. You know what? She's really kind hearted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the
Yeah.
attraction came later for you.
Yeah. So
Wow.
I realized that I was always looking for that superficial girlfriend. You know what? Tall, hot, pretty.
Mm.
The one that always all the guys pine over for.
Yeah.
I'm not saying Eddie is not pretty. It's just like she's like probably the girl next door kind of like vibe, which like
Yeah.
or like the quiet one in the class, the
Yeah.
pretty
Yeah.
one but quiet because like she doesn't really make up or
Yeah.
anything. And
But
you were,
you learned that Addie was everything that you wanted.
she was wife material.
She was wife
So
material.
I was like
Yeah.
I was looking for a girlfriend for my
Yes.
past 9 relationships.
Yeah.
Yeah, on the 10th one, which is her. I was looking.
She was
I was like
everything.
intentionally said the next one that I'm getting into a relationship, I'm gonna marry her.
Wow.
Like there's no second thing about it.
So
Like,
would you say that you put Addie in the friend zone?
nah, she
Start
rejected me.
She rejected you.
Yeah, when I say like, oh, I actually like I feel like I have this interest in you. I would like to pursue
Wow.
this relationship. She's like, thank you very much. I acknowledge that feeling, but I don't think it will work.
Oh, shut down again, brother.
All right, we need that sound effect, man.
Wah, 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 wah. So you guys met and you weren't like, oh man, I want to get to know her, like she's the one. You were just having casual chats and then attraction happened for you. You were just like, wow, this
Yeah, I
girl is
realized that.
quality.
Yeah, this girl is quality. Like I realized that I could walk a very long life with her.
Wow,
which
you
is
see
like
a future with her.
Yeah.
You see the qualities in her, and then you went up to her and you had a conversation and said, "Hey, I'm actually interested in you," and she said, "I'm not interested in you." So
Yeah.
then you were put in the friend zone. You were chucked there, man.
Yeah, but I kind of like overturn it in less than 2 weeks.
Okay.
So what I did
So tell us how in that 2 weeks, how did you go from "Hey, I'm not interested" to "Okay, I'm willing to see you"?
Yeah, sorry for taking all your stage time.
No,
Yeah,
it's
just
fine.
because like I'm married and you're not. So
I can share my point in a bit.
yeah. Anyway, so what I did was I booked a flight ticket and I decided to fly down. I don't have that much money at that point, just because I kind of like got into a bad business deal.
Yep.
That I need to like cover all our stuff. So I kind of used the final few $100 of my saving. And I booked a trip down there for a week just to meet up with her, just talk to her. It was pretty okay at the first place. I was trying to be gentleman, trying not to be pushy, just go there and spend time as friends. I think at the final like last 3 days, I was like pressing onto it and say, hey, you know what? It might be a long distance relationship, but I'm sure we can work it out. So I want to ask her thoughts like, normally if you say that, if you're not interested, you wouldn't meet me. So I kind of suss out that she's interested, but she doesn't want to take the step. And she
Yeah.
had her fears just because like we are far apart.
Yeah.
And I wasn't the best version of myself at the time. I think I have like long hair like this right now. And
Not to say people with long hair is bad people.
yeah, but it's just she said that I wasn't that manly.
Oh, got to hit the weights room, brother.
Yeah, yeah.
That's pretty savage to say. You're not very
Mm.
manly.
Yeah, she said that
Yeah.
I'm a bit like how I say.
But so she
Yeah,
actually had feelings for you, but she just had her concerns. So
yeah.
she had her worries. And then do you feel like you were able to talk through those worries?
Well, at some point, I remember that exact moment. We went to park. I sit down and said, "Okay, here's the thing. I'm not gonna ask you to be my girlfriend, just because that promise itself doesn't amount to anything." So I asked her the question like, "Will you entrust your entire life, the rest of your life, with me?"
Wow, dude, you popped the question. You got on one knee.
Yeah, now that I think of it, I kind of did, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a lot
but because of
for a
that,
person to
she
comprehend.
started crying.
Wow.
I'm like, did I say something wrong or did I freak her out? Because when I say that, it's like I wasn't like thinking through. Like I wasn't desperate. I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
saying that I want to show.
You were just talking
Yeah,
hypothetically.
nah. I was just trying to tell that you know what? If we're together, I'm like really dead serious about this.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
we are only working towards marriage. Like
Which is a mature way of dating.
yeah, yeah. I wouldn't say. I told that if you're gonna get together, it's not about we try and we break up. Like we're gonna work this through. Like
You're
I
in
know.
it for the long run.
Yeah, I
That's what
know
you're
you
saying.
for a whole year and I know your character. So your character is consistent. Like you're not trying to impress me because like none of us feel like we are attracted to one another. So
Mm,
we are really real friends at that point. So it's more like just like, okay, I feel like the positive qualities of both of us, we can really work on something that's like far more greater,
mm.
which is amazing. Like now we are here in Australia, like, and we,
Yeah.
you know what, we have our company set up and stuff. We started our own business and
Wow.
yes, the state that we are at. So I
Wow.
was like pretty dead spot on when I see that potential that we can go far together as
So
a power couple.
so you
Yeah.
said to her, "Do you see us having a life together like forever?"
Now
Basically,
I
you
say
said.
like, will you entrust your life to me?
And then she started crying.
Yeah.
And then what happened after that? Was she like, "Okay, yes,
Yeah.
I do. I will
Yeah. Yeah.
entrust you." Wow. And
Yeah.
then
Because she
it's
said that like no one has ever like say that to me in my whole life.
wow. Yeah, yeah.
Like she had like two rough relationships
Yes.
and two of the guys cheated on her.
That's
So
bad. That's rough.
yeah, sucks on you boys. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, you guys are jerks,
Oh,
man.
I
Yeah.
hate hearing stories like that.
Yeah. But I mean, moving on to that, I guess that's why like that word itself, it might sound creepy. Like, don't do that to any other girls, okay? It
Yeah.
only works on the sense of like,
What I've learned, it's situational for
yes, it's
everyone.
definitely
Everyone's
situational.
love story is different.
If you tell that to a girl that you met like after 3 days and all that, dude.
So from our definition, Anti, right? I feel like we're giving a lot of guys and girls hope here, right?
Yeah.
So we've presented two stories of where people were, let's say, friend zoned, right? To a degree and came out of it.
I
James
guess
and Georgie,
I guess if I put it this way,
you and
right?
Addy.
I guess I put it this way, right? Friend zone only exists if you put yourself into it.
If you put yourself into it.
Think
Wow.
of it. Think of it.
I think what we're presenting is two different stories, right? We talked about your first story, how the girl like was just going to you. Like when she didn't get something from another guy, she would go to you. But now we talked about a different situation where there was a safe place, but it wasn't one person really abusing that relationship in terms of I just come to you when I need something.
Yep. Hence, that's why I say friend zone is a state where you put yourself into.
Oh, I would say
I think of it
Yeah.
like
how would you put yourself in? Because it's
if
not
I
something.
wasn't, if I weren't desperate and if I weren't like entertaining the girl that I know that she was trouble, would I still be in the friend zone? No, I would be like, she's not interested. Just go off.
That's true. And you know what? That's what I feel like. Oh, I haven't been right. I've pursued, and I've said I've like haven't been weird about it. And you know what? I felt that there was nothing coming back, but there was a time where I'm like, okay, three strikes, you're out, kills. So you need to you can operate at a place where it's safe, right? But if you feel like you are going too far deep and that person's not reciprocating, you're gonna put yourself in trouble, Gills. So get the heck out of there.
Yeah, I like the word when you say like you're being weird about it.
Yeah.
Because like friend zone, if you think of it, is either the guy or the girl being weird about it.
Mm.
Because they're still there, thinking that there's hope, and the methods and the way they approach that relationship, not like
Yeah, yeah.
but that friendship,
Yes.
it's in a very awkward position because
Totally.
like you're not the person's boyfriend or girlfriend,
Yeah.
but yet then again you're trying to express your love, your interest to the person, so you become additionally more passionate, and you become
Yes.
edgy and agitated when he or she start talking with someone else.
Totally.
So yeah, friendzone is something that you put
Friend
yourself
zone.
into.
It's. I think that's a
Revelation, bro.
bold statement. I think you can control it. I think there's some parts, right, that you can actually impact, but essentially, I think essentially like, it's a hard thing
See,
to
when you
say.
say like you can control, see, you can decide whether you want to put yourself into it or not.
But I feel like there's a level. So I feel like we're describing a safe zone, which is okay. We're just talking, we're mates and stuff. There's something there. It's cool. No worries.
But that
But then,
doesn't work enough to become a friend zone, right?
well, I don't think that's a friend zone.
Yeah.
I think that's a safe zone.
Hence, I say friend zone is a state that you
So
put
yeah,
yourself into. Not okay. If let's say like you like a girl, like let's say if I like someone,
yeah,
and like in that case like Eddie.
yeah.
So if she say no, and I asked her already, and I really went down, I said, let's just be open. Why are you not interested? If she said they are not interested, and not because of any
But
concern or
then, but
fear,
then you continue to like do everything for
yeah,
her.
yeah,
Like
that's friend zone.
that's friends. You know what? Like that's a level of simping, right? You heard of the term simp, right? I don't, I don't know how do I describe it. Simp is James described it. Our good friend James goes, dude, he's willing to chew her food for it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's like when a guy or girl has that much interest in that person, and they're just like simping over them. It's like, roll out the red carpet for them. Oh, things like that. I'll
You-
do anything for you.
That's
you
for
know, like,
reals, man. I
yeah,
have this friend, she's an influencer.
yeah,
So she has this massive, nice curves, and that's what make her like very famous.
yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I was in the same group with her in uni. Like we were close friends. I wasn't attracted to her. She wasn't attracted to me. Like it was like very mutual. But being around her as a friend, dude, I have seen like so many people simping
Simp,
on her. Like
simp. Yeah, yeah.
on her birthday itself, like she gotten like LV bags, like iPhones from people that's
LV bags and iPhones.
yeah, not from
Simp Nation, baby.
and she gladly accepts everything.
Oh, that's bad on her behalf, man.
Well,
See, I think there's double-edged sword, right? There's two ends to it, right? The guy is simping and the girl's taking the guy along for a ride, or the guy is taking the girl along for the ride. That is bad. I think if you're in a position where you're not attracted to someone, but yet you know that they're interested in, don't milk that thing. Like,
well,
don't take them along on a journey. That's manipulation.
Some people enjoy the thrill
I-
of like
yeah.
being sought after, and also
They love
of course
the
like
attention.
the gifts. Come on, man! Like if
gifts.
someone's gonna give me a new camera,
I think that's insecurity. That's people just saying, I love the attention. It makes me feel good about myself. It's like pumping up my own tires. I feel like that's so bad. I feel like guys or girls, do not simp, right? Do not, if you're attracted to someone and they're not interested in you, right? Don't simp. I think that's the highway to the friend zone, right? And, right? Is that an pause? Yeah, you hit that one.
I just want to give applause on that.
Don't simp, right? Don't be like, oh my gosh, I'll chew your food for you. That's my favorite quote, right? Oh my gosh, whatever you need, I'm going to buy you some Louis Vuitton bags. I'm going to buy you iPhones and stuff. That is the express way to the friend zone.
And even like constantly buying meals for the girl, right? Or coffee or anything, right?
Yeah.
That's still, it's not about buying expensive stuff. I just want to like, her friends, some people say, oh, it's just coffee, man.
Yeah.
Like, no, it's not. Like, you're enabling someone.
You're enabling it.
Yeah, you're enabling someone
Yes.
to abuse you mentally without
Yes.
realizing. And you think that that's like, you have hope on
And
that.
you know what? If you
Yeah.
are the person that's receiving those gifts, that's getting simped on, I don't know if that's a term, right? Do not accept those things. Do not let that person, that girl or that boy, do not bring them along on the journey, because that's just bad. Like
Yeah.
you're giving them a false sense of hope. Every time that person say accepts a coffee, or say goes out and spends some one-on-one time with them, or receives that gift, you are giving that person a false sense of hope. All right. So there's a
Our producers
Our
drop by.
producers actually dropping in. This must be some interesting conversation that we're having right now. but you are giving that person a false sense of hope. So there is an actual responsibility on the person to say that I'm not interested, or there's a responsibility, right?
Yeah.
You can chuck them in the friend zone, but don't abuse that position.
Okay, I'll put it on a different perspective. Like if you're receiving gifts from someone else, you have to think, like, where does he get the money from?
Yeah.
If he or she is a teenager, they're
Got it
getting
from mom and
money
dad.
from parents.
Yeah.
So in a way, like you're using other people's parents' money for your own pleasure.
Yeah.
And if the person just like, started working, those are hard-earned money, man.
Yeah.
Like, would you want to, like, just imagine, like, somewhere down the road, if you see your close friends, or even if you are a parent already, and you see your kids doing the same thing, will you be happy about it? If you are not, I mean, like, then don't do it onto
Totally.
others, man.
So I
Like,
think it's just the as that as well. But yeah, I would say it's emotional manipulation to make yourself feel good. Like if you're doing that, I'll say to that extent, you're just doing these things because you like the attention. And forgive me if I'm going straight forward, but there's a responsibility for people, right? If you're not interested, you're not interested, right? Like that's fine. I
yeah. Well,
just,
but my take
I
is
was just
always
so
like,
passionate about it, man.
don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag.
Don't be a douchebag.
Exactly. So we've established that the friend zone does exist, that there's a level to it. There's also a safe zone, right? So we've also talked about safe zones. So I feel like the friend zone is an extreme case. So it's not, it's a different level from the safe zone. The
Oh,
safe
yeah.
zone is like, hey, we're just being friends and stuff, right? But if you feel like, okay, that person's not interested, stay in the safe zone. If nothing progresses, you need to give yourself a deadline to say, I gotta move on.
Yeah, here's the thing. We're not asking you to give up. Just don't be a creep, man.
Don't
Just
be a creep.
don't be a creep
Don't
and
chew her food for her.
don't be desperate. Yeah.
Don't be desperate. I think that's a big thing. So I think friend zone is almost similar to the desperation part of things. So
And especially for girls, I mean, it's important for you to stay attractive.
yeah,
I've seen like here cases of like so many young ladies,
yeah,
try to dress to show more skin and
totally.
stuff. Yeah.
And I'll say, girls out there, you deserve better than that, right?
Yeah.
You deserve better than a guy that will only give you attention if you have to dress like that, if you have to get his attention through through things and stuff. You deserve better than that. You deserve someone who's actually going to love you for who you are and treat you like a princess, is what
Yeah.
someone said, right?
Yeah.
So, you deserve better than that. Whoever's on that, boy or girl, you deserve better than that, right?
Yeah, I would say this, man. Like, I have a lot of friends that has like very good sexual appeal along my life.
Yeah.
And that doesn't really attract me. Because at the end of the day, right, I realize that, I mean, as older as I get, is it as older as I get older,
Yeah.
my brain is just working in a very wrong way today.
Yeah, you're like a fine wine, mate.
Yeah. Yeah. So as you get older, you'll realize that, you know what? Appearance is just appearance.
Totally.
And at the end of the day, even if someone that's like so you're dead on, spot on, like pretty,
Yeah.
drop dead beauty in front of you, right? If the personality is bad, right?
Yeah.
Personally, I feel turned off.
Totally. You
Yeah.
know, there's a quote, right? Or there's a verse that always sticks to me. It says that beauty fades, but godliness lasts forever, right?
Yeah.
So the truth is, all right, the looks are gonna fade, man. Gravity has a thing of sagging everything, right? We're gonna wrinkle, everything's gonna everything's aging happens. And the truth is, sex is gonna dry up, right? And when the sex dries up, you're gonna be left with this person that you married. It's either gonna be the best friend or the nagging husband or the nagging wife or the thing. So, the physical stuff will fade away, but the personality, the person who they are, if it's your best friend or if it's someone else that you just can't stand to be in the room, that's what's gonna remain.
Yeah. So this one is especially out for girls and all that. Just because, we know that how society has framed everything, that you have to you have to dress like in a way that is like sexually appealing. You have to use certain words, you act certain way. No, you don't need to, man. Just be
Yeah.
yourself. So
Totally.
what, like if you play sports
Yeah.
as a girl? So what, like if you have some muscles?
Yeah.
So what, like if you are
Totally.
as rough as a guy? So
Yeah.
what, that if you don't like to wear high heels, you like
Yeah.
to wear sneakers
Totally.
and jeans? So what?
Exactly.
You're who you are, and you will find that person that
Exactly.
love you and treasure you
For
as
who you are.
yeah, for who you
You know
are.
what? Some dang good advice for our viewers out there, Andy, right? I'm going to give some dang good advice, right? If you are in the friend zone, I'm going to say that you deserve better, right? Move on. Close the door. You deserve
He or
better.
she is not the only fish in the sea.
Exactly. You deserve better than being put on a journey and dragged along and giving false sense of hope. You deserve someone that's going to appreciate the actual gifts that you give and appreciate your time, appreciate the effort that you put in. That's what you deserve, and you shouldn't settle for anything less.
Yeah.
Don't feel like you have to keep being dragged along by this person because you're shortchanging yourself. And you know what? For the people that know that you're putting this person in the friend zone, just stop it now. Just that's wrong. Like there's other like I will say this. I want to be pretty straightforward. Stop pumping up your own tires to make yourself feel good about yourself because you're getting your attention from this person or even multiple people. You're hurting people along the way, and it's not right.
It's got to come back at you someday.
Oh, you know what? For real. And you know what? Like, if you don't deal with it now, you're gonna be dealing with it for the rest of your life. So you know what? Stop it now. Know that you can find your your belonging in so many other things, in the right things, in the deep things of life. There's other things. You don't need to find your sense of achievement and fulfillment by bringing poor souls along with you. Please stop it. You're
Yeah.
hurting people along the way.
Yep. So that's our thoughts, right?
Oh,
And
yes.
and like I think like just now you share like the some of the questions that came from like
Yes,
Quora.
we've got-
We just want to like, you know, as always, like in our segment, we like to just find out that whether other people are giving like dang good
Some
advice.
dang advice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or it's like dang terrible advice.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So I guess we can read through like this question.
Yes, totally.
Yeah.
There's some good questions out there. I like these situational questions because I feel like everyone that's listening right now, they have their own personal stories. And we've defined friend zone as an extreme thing, and we've also defined a safe zone is what we're called as well.
Yeah.
But there's situations out there that are personal, that are situational. Yes. What do you think, Andy? What are some of those
All right.
questions that are in
There's this question that someone asked, does friendzone exist? So this guy called Maximus
Maximus?
answered, yes, it exists. So uh is he a male? I guess so. Like the face looks like
It's a
a
big
weird
definition.
a
Whoa.
weird flower pot. Anyways,
Yes.
like we're just gonna read the answer,
Mhm.
a short form. So I guess it's a he, right? I don't know, man.
Yes.
Maximus.
See,
uh,
women.
I
Yes,
don't know.
it
Yeah.
exists. Women naturally pick up on some key things about a guy.
All right, fine.
Yeah.
I'll coin it as a man
Yeah.
whatsoever. Like you don't put your profile picture on Quora, that's on you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when woman tells a man that she only sees him as just a friend, it's for a few reasons. So the main top three reason that he wrote is his level of confidence did not register high enough.
Confidence is important.
Well, he was easily thrown off by a comment she or someone else made. So are you saying that the person is not?
Yeah, I actually think this could be a girl. This could be a girl answering this
Yeah,
question.
I guess so, right? It's all about the sensitive issues and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
Like he did not pique her interest. I think like
You know,
he or she spelled the word pique wrongly.
Yeah.
It's P-E-E-K, not P-E-A-K.
yes.
Interest in a way that register as a potential mate.
Mm.
Well, do you think this is good advice? Or do you think it's just like
I think this is dang terrible advice. I'm gonna say that, right? I would say, right? I feel like this is a biased opinion because this person, we don't know if it's a boy or girl. I think it's a girl. When women tell a man she only sees him as just as a friend, it's for a few reasons. His level of confidence did not register high enough. That's fair enough. You know, I think guys, girls, portray some confidence, right? That's fine. Be confident in who you are. Number two, this one here throws me off. He was easily thrown off by a comment she or someone else made, thereby lowering his value in her eyes. Women want a man who is able to withstand some adversity, even if it's just a joke in social setting. So I read up a little bit, right? This person talked about when girls would throw out a bit of banter, as you could say.
oh, that
and
goes back
say-
to our old conversation.
uh,
Girls,
uh,
please don't banter on guys. It's not because that we are
Yeah,
egoistic,
yeah.
but I think it's just
It comes off demeaning. That's
Yeah.
what I'd say.
yeah. So I think like my wife say that like
Yeah.
you can call like a guy calling a guy like I can call you a jerk or
Yeah, yeah.
douche or scumbag.
While a girl saying to a guy,
If a girl, nah, even girls saying to a girl that you're a bitch or whatsoever,
Yeah, yeah.
the girls get offended. What do you mean by that?
Totally.
So I think we are
Yeah.
created like as different in capacity wise.
Well,
Male
I
and
think
female has this different mentality.
I think it's demeaning when a girl would say it to a guy in public,
I
right?
guess it's the same where a guy say it to a girl as well.
Yes,
So
totally.
yeah,
Yeah. So I think this person here put a situations, and I feel like they've done this as a level of measure, and I think that's biased because not every girl will do that. I don't know a girl, like most girls I will know, would not go, okay, he's got good confidence. Next thing, I'm going to pay him out and see what happens he does in public. I think that's that's a weird thing to do. So I think this is some dang bad advice. What
you
do
know,
you think?
I think it is.
Mm,
Like in my past experience, I have some friends that pay me out, like
yeah,
girls,
yeah,
in front of my girlfriend that time and
yeah,
my wife now.
yeah.
Uh, I actually didn't like it.
Totally.
It's
Yeah,
just because I feel like, hey, come on, are you trying to impose that? I know it's a joke, but I just feel like, are you trying to say that, you know what, I'm
yeah.
doing this because I don't love my wife or I'm disrespecting my wife? Because
No.
when it comes out from a mouth of a woman,
Mm,
I think it's different.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm not saying that maybe I'm overly sensitive, but I just feel like it's wrong in a
I
sense.
think
Yeah.
there's certain things that men and women are triggered by.
Yeah.
There's certain things, and I think demeaning a guy in public, especially in public, is one of the things that really trigger a guy. And I can say it as well. I don't like. I love banter with the boys, but something about being like demeaned in public is something that's pretty bad.
I
So
guess for guys, we kind of like, in a way, along the way of the male culture, we kind of devise a way that we banter, but we don't go too offensive
and
instead of like
yeah,
paying one another out.
totally.
Like
And I
it's
think a guy
yeah,
as well, they want to be the one that is a provider for, and the one that you know has that figure of, okay, we're doing it, that kind of thing. So when a girl comes and says, like almost, you'd say banter, it's like, oh, that's like a stab, that's like a, it's all right. You know what, if I would say to my mates, bro, you've put on some weight, they'd be like, oh, they just laugh it off. If I say it to a girl, you've put on some weight, it's like a, oh my goodness. It's like, what do you mean? Like, something full on. So I think that dang bad advice. But I do like some of the questions that's come in, Andy. Well, in this article here, right? Okay. So I'm gonna read this one here, right? And I want to hear your thoughts, Andy, right? Let's try and give some dang good advice to this person that sent this question in, right? I'm in love with a close friend, and I know that she doesn't like me as a potential romantic partner. What can I do to get out of the friend zone?
ooh,
Oh, run for the hills,
oh,
brother. Okay. So let's say there's a person deep in the friend zone.
Mm.
Okay. So, like how you described your story, you were deep in the friend zone, right? She'd call you up, I've broken up with the guy. You're like, I've literally haven't heard for you like last 3 months, and now you're calling me. Like, how does someone get out of that
oh, you're
place?
just making my blood boil right now, man. Come on. I guess when it comes to this case, right, you really need to know like what are the odds that you're playing at. That's very important.
Mm,
So if the girl is not interested, I think like from the conversation that we had,
mm,
you would know that you should try to find out like what is she really thinking.
mm,
Uh, I guess in modern culture, a lot of people has this like assumption kind of habit.
mm,
So it's like
mm,
I do this, she say no, oh she's not interested.
mm,
So I guess in the deeper way, you should really go and ask like the person, like really have a sit down and like be a gentleman whatsoever. Just sit down and just ask like, hey, you know what? I'm really interested at you. So I'm not saying that I will change or whatsoever, but I would like to know why you're not interested in
mm,
me.
mm,
Or is there anything that you have concern? To
mm,
show that you're desperate just to tie the knot and become like a thing.
mm,
But
mm.
instead, like just try to put yourself in the person's shoe and
So,
try to understand that why he or she isn't
so you're
willing to
saying,
pursue the relationship. Maybe because like the parents don't allow them to date, or maybe because like there's a trauma, or maybe like the person is really not attracted to you. And if that's the case, I'm sorry to say that, dude,
time to
like
move on.
it is what it is, man.
Dude or dudette,
Yeah,
time to move on.
yeah, time to move on, man.
I like that. I think you have to weigh, you said weigh up. Was it weigh up the reality
Yeah,
or
weigh up the odds.
weigh up the odds? I
Yeah.
think if for this person here saying that they're in love with a close friend and I know that she doesn't like me as a potential romantic partner, I would say, dude, you got to be real. Be real. Like, look yourself in the mirror and be like, do I want to put myself through this? Like, is is this worth it? And I guess saying is this worth it is probably the wrong question to ask because this person would be infatuated about this girl. Or
It's totally worth it when you're
so
in that
when
zone.
you're like, yeah, of course it's totally worth it. So I'd say you got to be real, man. Like, look yourself in the eyes and say, like, is this right? Because there's better for you out there, right? So I'd say, you know how you said, hey, like sit them down. I think if you're in that position of friend zone, we talked about how it's an extreme. You're not in this safe zone where you just, you're just mates. You're just having a chat, casual, no worries, hanging out in groups and stuff. But you're in a position where you are very close with this person and you are now going into a place of like, hey, is it worth it? So I'd think, right, it is, you have the right to have a mature conversation with this person and say, hey, can we just sit down? Let's be honest, right?
And I think
Like,
like from the question, right?
yeah,
It says that, and I know that she doesn't like me as a potential romantic
yeah,
partner. So emphasizing on that, like So
yeah.
did you ask her?
Did you
Or
ask
is
her?
it just a assumption based on the things or the action
Yeah,
from your observation?
totally.
So I can say this, right? Our human brains, right? If you don't have any confidence in terms of like, because the fear of rejection kind of just dips your confidence level down. Like, I'm
Yeah,
pretty confident, right?
yeah,
When I was like confessing to Eddie,
yeah,
I'm like, a scary
totally.
cat, man. So
Yeah,
that's the real thing. It is real. Like when you try to confess to someone else, it's like one of the scariest thing in your life
totally.
because
You
if it
got to put
gets,
your big boy pants on, man.
yeah.
You got to put your big boy
So I
pants
have this
on.
thing that I say a man has to man up, has to
Yes.
balls up
Yeah.
2 times in his life.
Come
So
on.
the first one is to ask the girl to be the girlfriend.
Yeah, yeah,
And the second one is to ask her in the hand of
yeah,
marriage.
yeah.
So I think there's only 2 times, but I know that these 2 questions will like
Totally.
scare anyone else, man. Scare the
Yeah,
crap out of any boys out there.
totally.
Like if you say that you're not afraid, I mean, I guess that you might not like the person that much, in a sense, in a way, because you say, it's okay, man. If she says no, then no, then that means you're not dead serious.
Totally.
It's because you're dead serious about that. That's why
Totally.
you're afraid.
Yeah.
But when you say that I know that she is not interested, you have to ask yourself the question that is she though? Have
Yeah.
you really asked? Like sometimes, right? People tend to mask themselves properly
So
just because
you want
it's
to be sure.
I guess like if she's a close friend, maybe she like you as well, but she has the same worry. So none of you tell one another what are you thinking just
Mm,
because that you guys are afraid of rejection.
mm.
So everyone just play the what
So
if game in their
I
mind.
think you're in a position, you could say it's an ultimatum,
Yep.
right? In that position there. I'd say don't do ultimatums when you're in the safe zone. When you're in the
Yep.
safe zone, you're just going to repel the other person straight
Yep.
away. But when you're a close friend and you've been doing life with this person for some time, I think it's okay to sit down, have a coffee with them in a safe environment, say, hey, look, let's be honest, like, this is where I'm at. I Are you feeling the same thing? And if not, that's totally fine. I respect that.
And don't worry
Yeah,
about the friendship.
yeah,
Because here's the thing, it's already unhealthy.
yeah,
Because and initially you like the person and you're
yeah,
afraid that the person doesn't like you back. It's already
yeah,
unhealthy.
yeah,
So that's not a close friend
totally.
anymore because like you are always reserved into showing the best side to that
Yeah,
friend.
yeah, totally. And that's it. If it's a good friend, right? You know what I mean? But if it's someone that that's why you need to look yourself in the mirror and say, is this right? Like, because you need to look yourself in the mirror and you gotta, is this person taking me along for a journey? Because if this person is taking you along for the journey, I would say, whoever your name is, whatever your name is, Bob, Ricky, whatever it is, all right, get out of there, brother. Like, you deserve better. But if this person is someone that like you legit been best friends for a long time with, have a heart to heart conversation. If this is someone that you are simping over and this person is just dragging you along, man, you deserve better than that.
Yeah.
Dang good advice for you, Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No guys or even like no woman
Yeah.
in the world deserve to be simp.
Yes. Don't be a simp.
Yeah, don't be a simp.
Team no simping nation.
Can we make that into a t-shirt?
Yeah, yeah. No simping, no simping, right? No simp. I refuse to be a simp. That's me.
Yeah. I hope that
Yeah.
someday down the road you're not simping someone else.
If I'm simping, you have every right to say, Gills, you are simping.
Well,
But that's why.
truth be
Yeah,
told,
yeah,
right? Like there are a few people that's like interested with you. You know, like being a
Yeah.
handsome bachelor, young adults pastor, you know, international students are asking about like,
Stop it.
is
Stop
Gillian
it.
like single
Stop
or
it.
what? Yeah,
Stop
or
it.
is it?
Yeah.
Does he have like this like girlfriend that
Yeah.
he doesn't want to reveal to everyone? You know.
Stop it. Stop it. There's no girlfriend. There's no girl I'm seeing. No, nothing like that.
All
But
right.
yeah, I'd
Sorry,
say
man.
that is fine, right? I think please don't make it weird for me. Like if you're out there, please like yeah. Like
You if you want to get to know Gilles, um, speaking on behalf as a mate, he's a okay advertising session.
cast the net wide,
Yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Cast it wide.
Gilles is actually a very simple guy, like very simple.
Very simple.
He loves the gym,
Loves the
and
gym.
ultimately he loves God.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. But as well, Andy, right? The girl that I'm gonna have in my life, she doesn't necessarily need to love the gym. She needs to love God because that's a big part of me. Her
yeah,
number one needs to be
yeah.
God.
You don't need to be a pastor.
You don't need to
You
be a
don't need to
pastor.
be a leader.
Yeah.
Just need to have the right direction that you are devoted to the Christian life.
You need to be sold out for God.
Yeah.
That's the for me personally, and we're speaking from a personal level now, because of the direction I'm going. You need to the person, and I'm saying you need to out there. It's like a sales pitch right now. I'm saying the person
Bet
that I'm
all
gonna
the
have.
girls are listening out there. Like, okay, I need to write down the
Yeah.
notes now.
Take down your notepads, ladies, right? So I'd say, in terms of faith wise, you don't need to be up there preaching alongside of me. You just need to know the importance of seeing the kingdom of God move forward and being, I'll like again, speaking from a personal note as well, Andy. I'm going to be in positions that are going to challenge me in terms of my faith and my walk. And it's going to be almost like, I don't know how to weigh this up. I want to have someone alongside me who says, if God said it, let's do it, rather than challenge everything. I want a person of faith. So that's being real. So you don't need to be a preacher, you don't need to be a pastor, you just need to be someone that's knows who they are in God and confident in God and sees the importance of seeing people receive that same unconditional love that
Hey
we've
man, I
received.
totally agree on that, man. I mean, even for me, right, in our relationship,
Mm.
not in the sense of like we don't do it like too Christiany, but in the sense that wherever my direction, like I volunteer in the church like full time as one of the media guy
Yes.
once a week. So,
You.
yeah.
Oh.
So aside from that, like I'm a professional
Yep.
creator. So yeah, and I have to have my wife be cool about that. So like if you can't be cool about like this one thing that we say to one another, like, we're not gonna stop one another from chasing our own aspirations and dreams.
Yeah.
But at the
100%.
same time, we have to move towards the same direction.
Yeah.
Like if you say that, okay, I decided to become a photographer, and sorry, I can't stay at home for the longest time or whatsoever. I have to travel. Like I only come back like twice every month or something like that.
Yeah.
That's not gonna work align with the goal that we have set, like as a couple as well. So I mean, like, there's a lot of elements to go about it, but essentially, yeah, you need someone that sings the same tone with you. And
Mm.
of course, like in a way, along the way, there's
Doesn't need to
this.
sing the same instrument. Doesn't need to play the same
Yeah,
instrument.
yeah, yeah, yeah. You
But
can
it's
be
the same
the
tone as you.
you can be the one that's playing the triangle, like
Yeah.
just one thing.
And that's a beautiful thing in it as it is,
Yeah,
right? It's
yeah,
the same as like, say, Gilles loves gym. I
yeah,
love the gym, right? But the person that I'm being with doesn't need to love the gym. They could love drawing. They could love arts. They could do whatever it is. But knowing that they have their passions and I have my passions, I think that's essential. You know what I mean? Like
yeah.
some people are like, oh yeah,
That's the myth we want to bust as well.
yeah, yeah,
Like
right,
you don't need to have the same interest to be together.
yeah,
Like Eddie loves reading books, loves
yeah,
spending time in the library,
yeah,
loves sitting down at the beach, doing nothing, and just
yeah.
enjoying the sunset.
Yeah.
Whereas me, whenever I travel,
Yeah.
I'm very intentional.
Yeah.
When I go somewhere, that's a purpose.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. Like it's a
Totally.
huge contrast of difference.
Big
But
time.
but we enjoy each other company when we need to. Like there will be like specific date nights where we really spend time and talk about like each other's life.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know. There will be time like when I hang out with you.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. When we go to the gym, of course, like I'm happy that she goes to the gym as
Yeah,
well. But like there are times where okay, like boys camping.
Totally.
We go out to camp like 3 days, 2 nights out
Yeah.
there. And she will have like her girls' night out
Yeah, totally.
with her friends and stuff. I'm not gonna be a part of that. But
Definitely.
that's her life. Like
Exactly. I
she
like what you said, the same tone.
yeah,
We're in the same tone.
yeah,
Can be a different instrument, but we're going in the same tone.
yeah.
That's a
So
powerful
that's
thing.
also a mark how to say, a marker. Like if you are thinking that you try to, okay, I've seen this like too many times. Like someone tries to attract someone. Is like, oh, hey Gills, I know you like basketball. I like basketball too.
Yeah. Great. Tell me the starting lineup of the Portland Trailblazers. Oh, you like
uh,
Lakers? Tell me who's the starting five.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah, who's that before that?
Kobe Bryant. Oh, too soon. Too soon. Totally, totally. But don't be a simp, right? I guess that's for me, Andy, right? Like me and my situation, have I ever been in the friend zone? I think that I haven't let myself get to the extreme point. I'd like to say that I've been rejected, definitely. I've said, hey, I'm interested in girls, said nah, and I've stayed in the safe zone. But the moment that I feel like I'm going into the friend zone, I'd be like, nah, I gotta go. Like, nah, this is not right. I gotta put some healthy boundaries in place to
Yeah, we
protect
need to
myself.
evaluate whether see like whether you're like just too chill, you know. That's why you're still
Yeah,
single right
yeah,
now.
totally.
I'm craving for double dates, man. I'm craving to
Oh
like
man.
just have this thing like we go on double dates and like my wife and your wife just do some stuff
And
and
we'll start talking about the gym, we'll start talking about photography, we'll
yeah,
start talking about podcasts, talking about all the good stuff, right?
yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah,
let the girls play.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I just don't want to put you in a bad situation where you have the third wheel
Yeah.
or do the fifth wheel all the time, you know.
The sad thing is I'm so used to being like a fifth wheel and third wheel now. I don't even care. Like I love couples and I'm like, I love my friends that are married and I'm like, I'm gonna hang out with them anyway, right?
Pretty much, man. You hang out with us,
Yeah.
yeah, with James and Georgie. You
Yeah,
hang out
yeah.
with Millie and Bryn.
Billy and Bryn. Yeah, yeah,
You're like the
exactly.
ultimate third wheel at this point, man.
Totally. And I'm like, I don't mind. These are my people. These are my
All right,
family.
man. 2021, we're gonna break the singlehood of Gillian.
Hey,
If you are the one out there somewhere, I hope that you're
you
listening
know
to
what?
it.
Maybe
I believe that the one will be listening to this.
Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. Hey Andy, you know what? Maybe we can do another episode, right? And we break down Gills's list.
Oh yeah.
You wanna do that?
That'll be interested.
Oh,
That'll be interesting.
yeah.
Sorry. Oh, my brain is just. Oh my
All right,
goodness.
Andy, let me ask you a question. Is the friend zone a good thing?
That's a very good question.
Is it a good thing?
It's not a good thing, but at the same time, it's a good thing. It's a good thing if you listen up until here, you know that a friend zone, it's where I define that a place that you put yourself into. So a friend zone, it's a good thing because it serves as a warning. So you feel like you're being simped, or like you feel
You're
like
simping.
you're simping, that means that it's unhealthy, and that's a good warning sign for you to get off there. So
Yes.
it's good to have that term going around just
Totally.
because of the negative connotation that's there,
Yeah.
which I appreciate because when you do that, that's a good marker to say, hey dude, get off there, man. You know,
Totally.
hey girl, don't fall for
Yeah.
that guy, man. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the friend zone, I would say that the friend zone's a bad thing, right? If we come from the definition of the friend zone is an extreme case where the person is dragging that person along.
Well, the act itself is bad,
Yes, yeah.
but it exists so that it helps to give you like the warning sign.
So
So it's good in the sense.
in the sense of that you'll be better understanding of yourself.
Yes.
Ah, right. That's
Yeah.
where you come from.
Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
bad for you to be in it.
It's bad. I'd say the friend zone is a bad place. The safe zone is a good place. I've come up with this new term of the safe zone, right? Where it's this. Let me define this, the
I
safe zone.
believe that the safe zone, some people use safe zone like differently.
Yeah,
Like there's a safe zone for people to share their secrets and stuff.
yeah,
You
yeah.
gotta be more creative, bro. You gotta
Yeah.
think up on a different term rather.
It's a level outside of the friend zone. We're gonna call it safe zone
The
here.
friendly zone.
The friendly zone. I'd say the friend zone is a bad place for both the person that is being simped on or the person that's dragging the person along, and it's bad for the person that is simping because it's a lose-lose situation. The person that's dragging them along don't find your how do you call it, your sense of belonging through that,
Yeah.
or your sense of fulfillment through that. There's other things that you can find your fulfillment in. um a lot of other better things. Don't do that. You're hurting people on the way, but you're
Dating
hurting.
is just a part of life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but
there's so many things that you can do if
totally.
you're single.
Yeah,
Like look
and
at
you don't
Gil's.
need to find your approval in the fact that you're getting attention from the opposite sex. There's other ways that you can find approval, and you're you're hurting yourself in the long run, right? If you're
Yeah.
just looking for the approval of the opposite sex, you're going to be doing it forever. And there's other ways and better ways for you to be able to find your approval in. Your sense of belonging and your identity is not found in approval of the opposite sex. So, and for the person that's simping, move on because you deserve better than that. There's you don't deserve to be put on a string and dragged along. So, the friend zone is a bad thing. That's what I'd say, but it can be a good thing, like what you said. If it will help you become more emotionally sharp if you get yourself out of there.
That's just one. Yeah, that's just one good thing that can turn out from that.
Yes.
It is when you
Yeah.
get off it.
Yeah. And I was thinking about this before, right? I was thinking, you know what, the friend zone is a good thing, right? Because my little sister's 21 years old now.
Oh, all
And
the sliding to DMs post.
anyone sliding into my sister's DM, she tells me, I want to let you know, if you're listening, she will tell me who's messaging her. So don't slide in a DM, right? Because I'm alert. I'm gonna know who's messaging her. So, and she's got a whole lot of big brothers that's
I
gonna look
tell
after
you
her.
what, Gills will wreck you up. Like, yeah, he will
Oh,
wreck you up, man. If he
man.
doesn't, I will.
Have you seen Bad Boys 2? That's what we're gonna do, Andy,
Yeah.
right? Like that scene there with Reggie, that's my favorite scene of all time. But my little sister's 21 years old now, and she's getting a lot of attention from these guys who's sliding in the DM and stuff. And I say, Chelsea, like, don't give him any sense of hope. Right. It's okay for you to say I'm not interested. But guys like I'm just like, no, you gotta I'd say put him in the friend zone,
Mm,
right? And
mm.
with the way they define the friend zone is a bad thing. So I'd now say don't put him in the friend zone, Chelsea. It's now let them know the boundaries, right? So you can't give a guy, and as well, she would be in the wrong if she goes, I'm gonna open up the message and I'm just gonna, talk to my beer, and I know I'm not interested. I'm like, Charles, that's bad,
Okay,
right?
you can open up the message,
Yeah,
you read it, and
yeah,
then delete it.
yeah.
Don't
You
reply.
read it, or I'll say this: read it, but don't give anything. Like, just be like
Mm.
yes, no, like that kind of thing. Like, don't show the person that you're interested, because the guy's just gonna latch onto any piece of hope. Oh my gosh, she's interested in me. Oh, dude, she like responded to me. Dude, she messaged me straight away. I mean, it's like, dude, no, and Charles, I'm like, Charles, put healthy boundaries in place. Be clear, because otherwise, you're just gonna string this guy
You know
along.
what? I know that some of our mates like pull a prank on Gills last time.
Oh, dude,
And
you
there
know,
was a video recording that like Gills went berserk, like he
oh
almost like
man.
killed a guy. Yeah.
It was all staged though.
Yeah.
So we gotta should we post this on Instagram, right? I'll
Yeah,
send you the video.
send me the video,
I've got
man.
the videos.
Yeah.
So,
This is what
uh,
Gills would do to you
oh
if you
man,
mess with her sister.
this is funny, right? Like, the story is right is our mate Alexi and Nathan Evans, who's now living in Atlanta. They know that I'm pretty overprotective about my sister, and there's this guy at our gym, Ben Skinetti. You're an awesome lad, great
Yeah, we
guy,
love
right?
you.
Great
Yeah.
guy, mate.
But this story is
There's
too
nothing
funny not
against
to
you.
tell.
I,
Yeah.
I'm still just I'm very protective, right? And so Nathan and Alexi create a fake account pretending to be Ben Skinetti. And they pretend and they pretend they send my little sister a message. So they're at dinner. They're at like a friend's dinner. Nathan, Alexi, and my sisters all sitting down, and they come up with this scheme to fracture me and get me so angry. So they go between the three of them. They go, all right, we're going to create this account, and Chelsea, you need to show the messages that we're going to send to you pretending to be Ben, right? And so they create this fake account, put a picture on it, and call it Ben Skinetti, and they go, "Hey, how you going? Hey, you go to my gym. Hey, do you want to catch up for bubble tea sometime?" Like, and then so they send that to Chelsea's inbox. Chelsea opens it. Chelsea at like 11 o'clock at night sends me a message saying, "Hey, bro, do you know this guy? He just asked me out for bubble tea." Sends me the and I get the message, and I'm enraged. I'm like, I can't believe this.
Wait,
Like,
how old was Chelsea at the time?
I think like 19 or 20.
All right.
So I'm like, I can't believe this guy. Like, I love this guy.
It
Like,
was
oh,
just
dude, like,
bubble tea,
yeah,
bro.
yeah. But that's the worst thing. I'm like, out of everything, you can't ask her out for coffee. It's because she's Asian. You ask her out for bubble tea. Like, what's wrong with coffee? Like, everything. I was just picking it apart. I was so mad in that moment. I remember just being like, oh my gosh, the nerve of this guy. Like, I just introduced him to my sister one time, and now he's asking about. Oh, I was so angry, right? I was so mad. I got the message on a Friday night, and then I get to no, I got the message on a Thursday night, and I get to the gym on Friday morning, and I'm so angry. Alexi walks in the gym, and I'm like, "Oi, Alexi, dude, come check this out. Have you seen Bad Boys? We're gonna do this to this guy, it's Ben Skinetti, man. I'm so angry, right? I'm enraged, and he's like trying to keep a straight face. So he knows it's a prank and stuff, and I'm losing it. And he like the whole day they didn't tell me. The whole day I'm so angry. Like the whole day I'm like, I can't believe he just did that. The disrespect. I was so angry. Like, it's my sister. He's asking for bubble tea. So the whole day I'm raging on, and so much so I was going to the gym in the morning, and then caught up my sister late at night on Friday night, and I'm still angry. I'm at my mum's house, and I'm like still angry, got my head down, and I'm like, can't believe he did this. And my Chelsea, that's the cat out of the bag. She goes, "Oh, bro, it's just a joke." And I'm like, "What? Oh, nothing, nothing." Like I was just like, she's like, "Oh no, just relax, it's just a joke." And I'm like, "What was that?" She's like, "Oh, nothing, nothing, nothing." And I'm like, "You guys are pranking me." And I got out of it. I'm like, "Who was pranking me?" Nathan and Alexi was pranking me, right? So I find out. Then I message Ben Skinetti, right? I said, like, "Hey, bro, you didn't message my sister, did you?" And he's like, "No, man, I don't know what you're talking about." Then I'm like, "All right, bro, this is the situation, man, right? The boys pranked me hard. The guys are laughing their head off. They're laughing at how so angry I am." A message gone out to James Harris, to all the other guys and stuff. And I'm like, I'm ticked off because now I've just been made a fool. And a message to Kennedy. I'm like, dude, this is how we're gonna get him back, right? Tomorrow at the gym, we're all training together. I'm gonna pretend to fight you and make this thing escalate. So it looks like, oh crap, Gil's gone too far. And that's that video there. So the funny thing is, we get to the gym. Me and Sketty's got this plan in place. Alexi's there, he's just pumping iron, right? I'm building this thing up. I pick James up and I'm still, dude, I'm gonna confront Skinady today. I don't even care. I'm just gonna go to his face and I'm gonna lose it, right? And James is losing it, sending Alexi a message, sending Nathan Evans like, boys, you got to get to the gym now because Gills is going to lose it. Gills, get to the gym now, right? And Nathan Evans not even wanted to go to the gym. He rocks up, right? Well, it was first Alexi, and he's just pumping. I go up to Skinny. I'm going to confront him. Go up to Skinny. I'm like, dude, did you mess with my sister? And he's like, what? What are you talking about, right? And I'm like, you can't do that. And I point to him and I start pushing him, right? And then Alexi jumps like, whoa, whoa, whoa. Like it's about to escalate. I'm screaming at his face. He's like, it was just a joke, right? So Alexi bailed. But then, so we got Alexi to start off with. And then Nathan wasn't there. Nathan came later. I'm like, all right, boys, get into this with me. We're gonna prank Nathan hard, right? And I get Matt Seb, is my brother, right? Covered in tats, looks like a bike. They're the friendliest guy. He's got tattoos all over both of his arms, right? And I'm like, Matt, this is what we're gonna do, right? I need you to act up. I'm gonna pretend to have a fight in the gym. He's like, all right, Gills, I'm in. I'm all about this, all right? And we start, and I start pushing Skin Eddie. I'm like, you can't do that. That's disrespectful. How dare you do that? Like, and I'm pushing him. And Matt jumps up and he's like, what the F, Gills? What the F? And he starts losing it. And Nathan Evans is just like, he denies it. But that was probably one of my funniest moments I remember, man. I divert, but we'll post it. We'll post it.
Yeah, we post it.
Yeah.
But essentially, if you see that, just know that like after listening to all that, right, Gills is like really pissed off though, initially. Like despite all the prank and all
Yeah.
that, he's genuinely pissed if you mess with your sister. And yeah, it doesn't change,
Yeah.
man.
I'll say this as well, right? I'll say that it's just my responsibility as an older brother, right? Like I'm just trying to look out for my sister. So
Hey man, like
I,
if I have a close
yeah,
friend and any guy wants to like Eddie has a good friend, Katrina. Like
yeah,
if any douche like tries to like go after her and all that, oh, I
it's
mean
a
like
knuckle
she's not my
sandwich.
sister, but I will like,
Is it?
I'll give him the knuckle, man.
I'll say the guy that dates my sister, no, don't take it personally, but I'm gonna make your life hard because I just want to make sure you're the
Oh,
right person.
we all boys.
We are. There's gonna be a whole crew of
Yeah,
them.
the whole crew is gonna
Yeah.
make your life hard.
So Andy,
Mhm.
in conclusion,
Yep.
can you get out of the friend zone?
Well, you can don't get yourself in the friend zone at the first place.
You don't get in the friend zone in the first place.
Yeah,
But if you're there,
get out.
get out.
So in terms of getting out,
Yeah.
it's asking you to get out, not to change the tide,
Yeah.
because you can't change the tide when you are being simped or
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
simping.
Yeah.
So I guess like we gotta make clear of that, right?
Totally.
The term of when we say get out of the friend zone, which means like get the hell out of
Get
there.
out of there, bro. Run for the hills.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to beat the friend zone, just don't fall into the friend zone.
Yeah. Yeah.
So when there's a rejection or when you're not sure,
Don't simp.
don't simp, be authentic, be genuine. Like
Totally.
if the friendship doesn't, if the friendship can't last towards that, right? I don't think there's any relationship that can be as developed further.
Mm, mm.
Am I right? Yeah,
Totally. I
yeah,
agree.
yeah, yeah.
I think
Yeah.
as well, if you're a genuine friend of the person, you're not gonna allow that person to simp.
Yeah.
If you genuinely care about that person, you will know that they're interested in you. You're not gonna drag them along. And
Yeah.
you're not gonna because you'll know that you wouldn't want to hurt that person. So if that person is genuine, if you're genuinely in friends, right? you wouldn't be getting dragged along for that. So if you're in a position where you are good friends and you are having feelings, right? I'd say you can have the conversation. If you've been if you're that close to each other, right? You can have that conversation. But if you're someone that's been strung along, you got to get it out there, man. Like don't be emotionally manipulated,
Yep.
and don't be an emotional boxing bag. You deserve more.
Yeah. So in conclusion, friend zone exists.
Yes,
You can get
I
out
agree.
there by not getting into
I agree with that. The friend zone exists. And my conclusion for today, for both parties, right, is like I said, if you're simping, don't simp. You deserve better. There's better for you out there. If you're the person that is being simped on or that is happily bringing someone along for a journey, I'd say please stop it. You can get your sense of belonging and sense of fulfillment and sense of identity in something that's way better than that. You don't need to find your approval from the opposite sex and from the attention. There's better things for you. And you know what? If you continue to do that, you're always going to be doing that for the rest of your life. So find that in something else. It's not right in that.
Yep. That's well put.
That's some dang good advice, Andy. Yay!
We haven't been using the soundboard for the
We
longest
haven't.
time.
We haven't. What else we got? We got. Hey, there it is. Oh, that.
Ah, nah,
That's just a
there
random
it
button
goes
push.
again, man. All right, so I reckon the next one probably we can try to invite one of the female
Yes, I think so.
friends to come in to
We'll
just,
definitely open up this can of worms again.
yeah,
You know what? Let's get one of our friends to come in.
yeah, because like I guess like at the end of the day, it's just us boys talking. We want to listen to our opinion of girls.
I would love to.
Like if you're one of our friends that listening to this, you know what? If you want to offer yourself up to be in this stage that you want to share your opinion, let us know, man.
Totally.
We're open for anyone that's interested.
Definitely. This is a series or a topic that we got to continue diving into, right?
Yep,
It's
definitely.
good. Good stuff. Hope we gave some dang good advice, Andy.
Yep, I hope that we did. I apologize again for being like cooked today.
Ah, you did great, mate. You did great.
Yeah. My grammar is like all over the place, man. I have no idea what I'm doing
You did
today.
great. For all of our viewers, we love you. Hope this was some dang good advice for you. And we hope that you guys are going forward in life and you receive something from this. So all the best.
All right, peace
Ciao.
out. Ciao.
Peace. Bye.
Ooh.